Greetings, folks. We come in the most dire of circumstances, I'm afraid. We're in jail right now. We're in quarantine because of the virus.
There's no such thing as a jail you put yourself in. Quarantine is a completely different thing. Please continue with your intro.
Quarantine is a jail of the mind, you know? We gotta keep ourselves safe from this. Yeah. We gotta keep ourselves safe from
the
not only
real
the virus,
of the mind. Society is the real
the liars.
quarantine.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you there. Right now, I'm stuck in a jolly old London town at the Ecuadorian embassy. Happens to be the same room that, Julian Assange, you may have heard of him. He was held up in this very same room for like 8 years, you know.
How is it? Must be a pretty nice room if he was there for 8 years.
It's in a pretty poor shape. It's not very, the man wasn't healthy, like, mentally or very physically. So, it's not, he hasn't been keeping his room very nice, to be honest.
Julian Assange, that's the guy that invented Wikipedia.
That's right. That's right. So I'm stuck here in Julian's old place, and they want to test me. I don't. How am I gonna? They say if you want to be a doctor here, you got to take the test. We got to find out if you have COVID-19. And I'm saying, fuck that. I don't want any tests. I don't want any bullshit. I just want to perform my duties in peace. Because if that shit comes back positive, they're not going to let me do that.
We have been able to confirm that Julian Assange does not have COVID-19, so it's likely that Dril has not captured COVID-19 from being in Julian Assange's room.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I mean, who knows? It could have been flying around in here before I got in here. Could have been.
Well, I mean, you're more likely to catch the diarrhea virus, right? Because famously, Julian Assange rubbed his poo-poo and pee-pee all over the room, is what I hear.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a doctor. You tell me.
Relics. He's leaving all this shit. I can only leave it to your imagination. What's in this bottle? It's something to Julian's. I can tell you that much. But
well, stop touching his shit.
I'm not touching it. I'm trying to minimize the amount of time I'm touching all this stuff. I don't want COVID. I don't want hepatitis from his girlfriend, Pamela Lee Anderson, who's been here.
Yeah. Has she been there since you've been there, or no?
No. I don't have her number. What do you got? You got a clock back there?
We should mention, first off, TruthBot is not with us this evening because TruthBot caught a computer virus, COVID-19. Yes? It also exists on the computer. And we have sent TruthBot to an external hard drive to hopefully heal in his own way or die. I don't really know what AI shits do,
We'll see. We'll find out. I mean, hopefully he'll get the kinks out and he'll actually be able to host the show like a reasonable human being.
That's why this show looks like fucking shit right now, because TruthBot's infected.
It looks like shit because TruthBot, has robot COVID or whatever you want to call it.
And I tell you, we weren't paying TruthBot before, but we're definitely not gonna start now.
Where are you locked up right now?
I am at undisclosed location A.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can disclose it here.
I am being bathed in red light, which famously Superman is weak to it, and much like Superman, coronavirus, which some people call it the super virus, is also weak to it. So
yeah, you look like you're trapped in a bubble right now.
Green Lantern is weak to the color yellow. Coronavirus is weak to the color red. If you want to go outside, if you want to interact with people, try to make it so you're awash in a red light. That's
Got
all I'll
my
say.
tie here to keep the corona out of here.
Yeah.
Scare it off.
Well, corona attacks your neck and urethra area. Urethra is the area just below your throat.
Yes.
Some people have to get a tracheotomy where it removes their urethra so they can breathe properly. That's one of the main dangers of this this hip new virus we've all been hearing about, reading about in the the panel shows in Britain. Britain famously looks like it's on the way out. It might be over soon.
Well,
I wrote a
not over till it's over is what I say.
a while ago.
And I got my fucking, I got my piece right here to eliminate the other virus, the human virus, who's gonna come in and, take my toilet paper. I only got like 3 rolls left.
Well, what about the Ecuadorian?
The Ecuadorian. I'm in
you're
the
the fucking
Ecuadorian
Ecuadorian.
embassy in London.
Yeah, but aren't there Ecuadorians at the gate?
No. Why would there be? Why are they trying to...
It's their embassy. You haven't seen any Ecuadorians?
Yeah, well, tough shit. I'm taking the room. I'm taking Julian's room. I'm taking their room.
Can you tell the difference between Ecuadorians and British people?
I'm fully prepared to start an international
incident
with Ecuador to keep my toilet paper safe. If these people want to come in, it's not their country. It ain't their country, It's
not your country either.
It's Great Britain's country, from what I've seen, from what I can tell.
As I was saying, I wrote a short story a while ago. Instead of the United Kingdom, I wrote a story called The Disunited Kingdom. It was kind of like imagining what if England, Irish land, Scottish land, all these famous parts of the United Kingdom, Canada, what if they were all at war with each other? Who would win? And I decided that it's kind of like proto-Brexit. It was, I would call it a historical fan fiction in the modern era. It's kind of like an alternate history. I also had an idea.
Brexit affairs, and
the Irish Civil War. What if the Irish Civil War was Ireland versus the Confederates of the United States? You ever think about that?
It's a hell of a matchup.
Well, they're equally.
The boys in the South, I think they'd pull it out. They'd pull it through. They'd pull the win out. Because what they got? They got guns. What do the Irish people have? They got potatoes. Not good.
Well, they've got a bunch of delightful songs and little jigs and.
The South has Yosemite Sam guys.
Yosemite Sam, I think, was Irish though, because he had the red mustache.
Oh, bullshit. We can't get started on this now.
All right. Well, folks, we're here in the quarantine.
We need a fucking segment to,
All right.
We don't have
Next segment here.
We need segments. We need segments. We need bits. Come on.
All right, here.
Say it. Say the name of the segment. My brain needs this to function.
Our next segment is called the. No, hold on. I'm still doing it. Shut up.
Hold on.
There we go. Oh wait, that's not the right segment. Hey, which segment is the one where we talk about shit? Is that the
shit?
The what?
Oh, that's called mouth point. It's called mouth point, right? TruthPoint. TruthPoint. What's it called? TruthPoint. Answer me.
Call out the TruthPoint. TruthPoint is not with us. Talk mouth point.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, folks, it's time for Talk Mouth Point.
trying. I'm
Are you
trying
doing
to
it?
load it. I'm loading
Is
it.
your thing saying mouth?
Did it work? Did it work? Is it working? Did it
What
load?
the fuck are you trying to do? I don't know. Did what load? What the fuck are you doing? Are you're typing the word mouth?
Mouth. I'm searching mouth.
Hold
for
on,
the
let me see.
segment.
Hold on, let me see something.
What?
You see that?
No,
Piece of shit, that's what you
I
get.
can't see anything. I can't see anything. I'm under quarantine. I'm under virus. I'm under virus.
Folks, believe it or not, this is actually the most expensive ever episode of TruthPoint because we had to fly in these special cameras.
That's right.
He's in London. I'm in an undisclosed location A. And, you know, those two places
I just found another
are
one
on
of these
opposite
fuckers.
sides of the globe. What is that?
What do you think it is? I just fucking explained what this shit is.
Looks like a bottle of piss. You're the doctor. What? You
There's like
don't know
50
what?
of these sitting around me right now. It's like I'm in a shrine, and they're like these candles, these yellow candles that are glistening around me. It's fucking disgusting.
I mean, he didn't leave
I
any
mean, there's like a
fucking,
bathroom like 10 feet down the hall, man.
he
You
didn't
can't
leave
just
any
walk down to the
secrets
bathroom.
about drone strikes or Hillary Clinton. He just left piss.
Yeah, that's the leak right there. That's the wiki leak that I'm talking about, that I'm seeing right now. Disgraceful.
I think my camera's getting shittier.
Yeah, it's been shitty. It's been quite shitty.
I'm trying to map.
I thought this was going to be a nice episode. I thought this whole corona was going to blow over. I thought we were going to talk about genes, and that's what I had prepared. I had the genes episode all set up to go, but you know.
All right, well, let's do it
news
then.
happened.
Hot shot.
What, you want me to do it now? Are we doing that? I need TruthBot to tell me to do the gene segment. I don't trust you. I mean, you're not validated. You don't have the validation that TruthBot has, so I can't trust you to tell me to start a segment.
Well, I tell you what,
Where'd he go? Where the fuck did he go? Oh my god. Well, I guess I'm gonna talk genes. Well, if he's not gonna... We're talking genes now, boys. Genes. How about that? How do you like it? It's the genes episode. Well, we just got started talking genes. So you better not interrupt this shit. Because, you know, get your shit in order. Get it together. Because we're talking genes now, baby. It's genes time. Because today we're talking... This is supposed to be the genes episode. I don't know what happened. You know, the fucking corona quarantined us. We're trapped. And we can't just talk genes in this society anymore. And I think that's what's wrong with society, is that people just don't want to, you know, sit down and talk genes. But I think it's genes time. I think it's time for us to, you know, get into the nitty-gritty of genes culture. And, you know, with genes, you have a world of contrasts. You got small and big. And they're all good. No matter what the size the genes are, it's not the genes, it's the man wearing them, is what, I'm... Now, the ladies, they're a big fan. They love them. What do you think? Would you take one of these pretty ladies out on a date? I sure would. And, I'd wear jeans while doing it, because they love them. And,
that middle one looks kind of Russian.
I don't know. I don't know who these ladies are.
Or
They were
maybe
provided to me
Serbian.
by Ecuador. The genes are back, baby. They're back. They're back in our lives. They're back in our culture. We're talking genes now. This is now we got genes in the media. Genes is everywhere. Am I right? We got
Who's that guy?
What guy?
Any
Which
of them.
guy? There's 6 guys.
They all look the same
That's,
to me.
Homer. That's Regis. You know Regis?
Have you ever heard of this guy? You probably already have this somewhere in your presentation. I don't want to spoil it, but you heard of this guy Jay Leno?
Everyone's fucking heard of Jay Leno. He's fucking mainstream. Why am I gonna fucking mention him in my presentation?
All right, I just think there's
Everyone's heard
something amiss if you don't include Jay Leno in your whatever. Continue.
He's fucking mainstream. Everyone knows about him and his, his
All
denim.
right,
He's
stop bellyaching
like
then.
fucking
Yes,
Walmart
you know,
denim.
great.
Looks like shit. He looks
Why?
like a fool. The jeans, it's not for animals. I don't know why these people are trying to, make their animals wear jeans. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's a waste of perfectly good denim. And I think it's disgraceful. And I think the owners of these animals, they ought to be punished for what they're doing here. It's very bad. It's very not good. That's all. See ya. But wait, there's one last surprise after I turn around. Jeans rocks. The jeans rock. The end. And that's
Okay.
jeans.
Is
So
there more?
that was gonna be the episode, but we gotta have nice things.
All right. Well, you didn't tell me the episode was on jeans, so I'm glad that I didn't prepare for it.
That's Truthbot's job, but he's fucked.
We don't have any communication outside the show, so the fact that I didn't get an email this week, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
If I communicate with you outside the show, I better be contracted for it. I better get some, overtime pay for that shit.
I'm not talking to you unless there's a gun to your head. And I'm holding it.
Are you talking to me now? You talking to me now?
Stop sharing your screen.
No.
Turn off your screen share. You have to press the button.
Fuck you. It's done.
Now, although I do not have anything about genes, I do have something better. I did a presentation a couple of years ago about this thing called plague time.
But that's
And,
like jeans
hold on.
time, which I was saying. It's jeans time.
No, so what this is a while ago I was trying to make my livings by giving away tips on how to live. It was kind of, this is fucking irritating me. It was kind of one of those things where there's a lot of sad guys out there. They don't know what to do. They're confused. They're lost, and I could provide them with answers. Although I stopped doing these lessons because not enough of those guys have money to give me money for these lessons. So one of these lessons that I did is called Unlocking the Hidden Powers of Plague Time. Now, who am I to give this lesson? Here's a couple things about me you might like to know that will endear you to me. I'm age 22. Actually, this is a couple years out of date.
You're not.
I'm now 24 years old. I have had 10 girlfriends, including one of each major type. I will not be talking about the rare subtypes. If you don't know, you don't get to know, and that's all there is to it.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
At the bottom, if you just point your eyes at the bottom there, next to a lovely portrait of me, you will see voluntary exile, and that's going to come into play big time later. What are you going to learn in this presentation? Well, you're going to learn about plagues. You're going to learn about plague time. You're going to learn about viruses in 2017 and beyond. You're gonna learn what P mode is and how to go it. And then we got a quote here from Bruce Lee. Nothing can prepare you for what you didn't know. Quote of Bruce Lee. And this is before he died, he said that. This is a picture of the audience.
He never said that.
Everyone just hold your questions till the end, please. Now, let's talk about plagues. What are they? A plague is just a biological disease that results in social change. Some people think that a plague is a specific kind of disease. It's not. It entirely refers to a disease's effect on the world. Now, I wrote this in 2017, but could this be applied to the coronavirus issues? Would you say that this is a plague? My 2017 answer and my 2020 answer are the same. The answer is yes. And I've included a couple examples of real-world plagues. For example, in the 1300s, the Black Death, which was one of the early plagues that was deadly. Before the Black Death, none of them killed anyone, and that's why they called it the Black Death. It's the first plague to kill people, and it also crashed the world's first stock market. And of course, there's a Spanish flu, which invented racism against the Spanish. Oh, I don't know why. Did that just spin?
You made a spin. The fuck is your...
Well, I'm trying to fucking go to the next thing.
Just click next. Click the next.
I'm quiet.
Click the button that says next on it.
Yes, plagues cause regime change, mass death, and new social movements. Yet, they also spur innovation. And that's George Bush's head there being pooped out by the dog. We've got some Irish people.
You know, whether you disagree with the man's politics, it's not good.
Some people call Irish people the plague race. I don't call them that. But I thought I'd include it, just a little fun art. You know, back in 2017, we were doing all kinds of crazy stuff when it came to PowerPoints. You have to remember this is dated, and I apologize if it offends anyone in the current day. So some of these new innovations that plagues have inspired were invented in times of plague are things such as board games. You know, you sit inside, you get to play the board games with your family, things like Candyland, you know, let's say that was probably invented during a plague. Cards Against Humanity, invented 200-300 years ago, and just as funny, am I right, folks, as it was 300 years ago. House slippers, used to never need them. You would only need outside slippers before. Now we got house slippers. The knife game. I don't know if you guys know this. It's where you hold out your hand and you go. You know, the knife game, invented during a plague.
I'm in MLG, the knife game. I played it professionally.
Online?
Online, in person. You know, we have meetups every week.
Yeah, I know. I know a guy in Taiwan who's really good at that game. 16 years old. Lost 4 of his fingers already, so it's really easy for him to play because he just goes like
fucking
this.
Sucks at it then, doesn't he? He's not doing it right.
No, man, he goes boop 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 boop.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Medicines, not that interesting. They kind of invent medicine at any time, but this is another thing you can do while you're quarantined. Another thing that might be invented during quarantine, Manhattan clam chowder, which isn't very good. But during one of the plagues in Boston, when they would normally make their clam chowder, all they had was tomatoes grown in Manhattan. So they invented Manhattan clam chowder in Boston, and it was during the plague times. Velcro, also a victim of plagues. Yoga, something fun you can do inside. during the quarantine.
Not that fun. It's not fun.
The original yogi, and I'm not talking Yogi Bear, the original yogi master, he worked out his system in a cave when he was hiding from the ancient flu, which was the first flu, and more. Oops. Interplague time. So we discussed plagues. Now we're going to talk about plague time. You might recognize this fella, Dril.
Yes, I know him. Yeah, that's Larry Flint.
Yes, you would say Albert Einstein, but in fact, it's Steve Hawking, inventor of Microsoft computers and the digital clock.
We all know that.
Now, this is what plague time is. It's the special moment within a disease crisis where political, cultural, and scientific change is made possible. It's because of all these systems coming under stress that change is now possible for the first time. So, in a way, plague time is actually, and this is just a scientific term, it's not my opinion about plagues, good. Not my opinion.
Can I ask a question?
No, I said
question.
questions till the end.
Is plague time like bullet time, where it goes in slow motion when you get the plague?
There's an entire slide about that if you would have waited.
Very well.
Now look at this.
Keep going. Keep it rolling.
Did you see that?
Who's that? I see him.
Watch.
What's he doing? Get him
Put
off!
those thumbs
Get him
down.
off the street! What does he want from us?
Now, geniuses who have used plague time. Plague time is responsible for a lot of these innovations, and I'm not going to go through all these. There's a huge list. Screenshot it, do whatever you want, hit pause on your screens here. But a quick one that we all know right off the bat is the Wright brothers. They invented planes to escape the Spanish flu. At the time, it was believed that you could only get the Spanish flu by touching the ground. If you ever played the game The Floor is Lava as a kid, that was actually a game that was invented during the Spanish flu because it was thought that if you could just jump from couch to chair and so on, you would never get the Spanish flu. That theory was later on proven to be false. So the Wright brothers are often remembered as morons, even though they invented a plane. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Stop. This is the end of the free version of this slideshow.
Too bad.
Here's what you get. You can buy the full lesson for $499 and learn about the coming virus. Remember, I wrote this in 2017.
You scammed us.
How to access plague
What
time.
virus is that referring to? If that's from fucking 2017, is that
Well,
like?
you're gonna have to buy the full lesson for $499, and all about the future. And
I don't have any goddamn money. I spent the last of my money coming out fucking England, fucking jolly old crap England.
You come over on a boat or a plane, or what'd you do?
I'm banned from planes, like regardless of the virus. So I had to take a fucking ferry. I had to take a fucking paddle boat. Sucked.
Let's get Branson in here. You know what? Let's get some medical advice in here. What do you think?
We need him. We need his invaluable counsel more than ever. Is what I'm saying. We need his guidance. We need him to act as the new truth bot, because the old one, failed us. Where is he? Where are you?
I don't know.
Where are you, Brandon?
Just talking into the fucking void.
There he is.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
I'm happy to see you two gentlemen in quarantine, keeping it safe, keeping it nice and healthy for everybody.
We're not safe at
Yes.
all. We're never safe.
Welcome to the program, Dr. Branson. We've been needing your expert medical advice. First of all, look at this. I kind of look like I'm in that Keanu Reeves movie, Scanner Darkly.
That's right. You do look a little bit. I'm hoping that is computer problem and not a vision or anything else related.
No, that is not happening within your own eyes, Dr. Branson. Thank you for asking.
You look like the stains on my fucking toilet is what you look like. You don't look like a movie.
Well, that's Julian Assange's toilet also, so don't...
You could just clean it.
You never used it, apparently. You know,
You
due to all this evidence.
You could just clean the toilet.
You ever think of that?
I hose my toilet down every day, but you know, I don't have that luxury here. I don't have it here.
Well,
It's
you
hard
know,
time.
I'm glad
It's hard
that you're
times,
staying
correct.
clean any way you can. I got, you know, I have some medical advice first, but I feel like we need to go and do some history. Talk about the history of quarantines before we can do this, because this
Yes.
is actually very
Dr.
interesting to me.
Branson, please tell us about the history of quarantines.
Now, if people think it's a new thing, but it old thing of having to deal with these quarantines. See, quarantine comes from the Italian root, which is a different language word, quarantina, which is Sicilian for quarantine, right?
Sure.
Now, in the mid 17th century, give or take, the Sicilians, right? They're the low Italians. They're the knuckle dragging kind of Italians. You'll see them in mob movies and stuff. They have the big square heads, right? And they were conquered by Muslims, the Moors, who came up from Africa, and they just started seeing the Sicilians. They started popping their greasy heads with bats, like ping, ping.
I just want to
ping.
interrupt you really quick and say Sicilian pizza, often not the best kind of pizza available on the menu. Not going to be what I go for.
Couldn't even get the shape right.
That's the square-shaped pizzas, yeah.
This Little Caesars pizza, it's a joke. So they start popping all these
Down the road,
Sicilians,
bitch.
right? And as you guys know, as fellow men of science, Sicilians and Italians in general have a tradition of horny, sexually deviant behavior, right? They got the spicy sauce in their blood, and they like to dip their heads in the sink to look good, right?
There have been hundreds of scientific tests where they take Italians away from Italy. They put them in underwater deep sea labs, and they do these experiments on them where they put a petri dish of tomato gravy, as we call it, in front of them, and they start going wild and mad with the
Frothing
gestures.
at the mouth. Trying to grope the gravy.
It's proven.
It's proven.
It's disgusting.
So, you know, they got these guys, they're getting conquered by these guys, and these Italian guys, they really, they like pulling back their uncircumcised penises, and they jacking on their dunce cap, and they're blowing loads all over their mom's houses that they live in until they're 40, right? They're driving around in their Vespas with no hands on, and no steering wheel, and just trying to grab boobs with both hands, you know, like a T-pose. And it's not just the fellas over there. The ladies like bashing their beans till the stinking dam breaks and fart out a bunch of squirt water all over the damn place, right? And
These are hairy people. You said it.
This is what the Moors had to deal with when they went over there and started bopping them on the heads, right? You know, they go into Italy, and these ladies are sitting on go-kart engines they got in their bathtub, and they're just riding them until they're cross-eyed, right? So they're the Moor overlords, right? They're disgusted, right? And they said it's now Quran time, and the Sicilians were allowed to be as nasty as they wanted to be in the privacy of their own homes for 40 days and 40 nights, much in the Bible sense, right? And we use this terminology now in terms of pandemics. Because if the Moors found any of the Sicilians outdoors during Quran time, they would actually give them the bubonic plague.
Are you saying that we should all be turning to the Quran?
That's not what I'm saying at all. In fact, it's the one time in history where the Italians actually had it right in terms of dealing with these illnesses. There's been a lot of new studies that have come about lately, and now that everybody's doing work from home, everybody's being as nasty as they want to be Dennis Rodman style in the privacy of their own studio apartment or mom's house or whatever, right? And so, there's a method to the Italians' madness. I don't know. You guys are presumably alone right now, correct?
I'm not able to disclose that information.
Listen, the room should be stinking. I tell you what, if you want to be healthy, excessive masturbation, we're talking about 6 to 8 times a day, have been shown to boost your immune system. It's better than that emergency stuff, right? Listen, if you're holed up with your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, kick her out of there, kick him out of there. You got to get in there alone, and you got to do some weirdo advanced masturbation techniques, because that's the best way to get you want your white blood cells, right? You want them all the way up. You want them coming out of your nose, right? So you're going to do things jacking off style you probably haven't done since like your teenage years. Like the crevice between your like mattress and your box spring.
Oh yeah, very well.
You're gonna bang that. You're gonna bang that even if you haven't done it in years. You're gonna bang that. You gotta do the weird stuff. It really gets their white blood cells up, and now's the perfect time to do it when you're all alone, right? And you every once in a while.
One thing you could do is you could get like a sandwich bag, put it between that crevice, and maybe just fill it with even mayonnaise would work. And
even a simple thing of mayonnaise would work. Just spit if you got it too. Just anything, right? If you're a lady, there's all types of weird stuff you can do, right? Rubbing your cooter on the dryer while it's plugging away. You could do that. You could just sit on I don't know, sit on a pillow.
What about the suction on a vacuum, that kind of thing?
That sounds like it would work to me. It's just like they got a saying that the doctors are using. They say you got to beat the bean. You gotta get the bean out. You gotta beat the bean.
Gotta beat the bean. I don't know what my wife is up to. I had to leave her. She was compromised by the virus.
A lot of people have 2 twin beds that they push together to look like a queen bed, right? It tricks most people. But you could take that thing right there, that little crevice between it,
You're
right?
talking about another crevice, yeah.
I mean, it's pure gold. You're gonna work that crevice. You're gonna do what you do. Right,
yeah.
and you're gonna fuck it till
there's
your room.
Crevices all over the house if you know where to look for them. I mean, there's like that crevice between the fridge and the wall. That's pretty good. You just gotta shoot some oil in there.
There's opportunity. There's opportunity everywhere. You can see, a child may go for the first box spring crevice he sees, but a guy like me who's been doing this for years, I can figure out a way to. I can figure out something to do with this. I can do that. It wouldn't be a problem for me.
You got the Venetian blinds. That's like 100 crevices right behind you, right there.
I could be working on the railroad all the live long day in these things, if you know what I mean, right? Basically,
the great thing about the quarantine is no one's going to be walking around outside to see your penis slamming against the window.
And if they are, guess what? They're probably already dead. They're not going to be able to tell a soul because that whatever virus is all in the air, And me, I'm safe inside. My room stinks. It's humid.
Whatever virus. Do you don't know the name of the virus?
Whatever's going on out there, you got the.
Now the virus has probably consumed their brains so much they don't even realize that such an image would be funny. Or even worth relaying to their friends.
Or even, maybe videotaping it and put it on Snapchat, right?
Yeah. They don't know how to use it. They can't even log in anymore.
You don't have to worry about the outside people. The outside people are not part of human species interaction anymore. They will change. You're going to worry about laying on your back and putting some alien eggs on your ceiling because your toes are curling so much at how hard you're busting. It's gonna fall on you in the middle of the night. I tell you what, you got to just start jacking it as much as possible. And that's not it's not a horny, it's not a weird thing. It's just what we got to do to survive in this new day and age because of the coronavirus.
The what?
Gonna shoot a couple holes in that beanbag chairs.
It's the
what virus?
The
what?
The Obama virus.
That's not right.
Brown virus.
He doesn't know the virus.
I think I'm
Granted-
I think I'm cutting out. I think I'm cutting out. I think it's cutting out.
I don't think you are.
Oh, am I
you're
coming in
very
clear?
Fine.
You're
I think
much clearer than I am.
My microphone. I know what the virus is called.
You know what it does?
All right. I'll give you 5 seconds
Is that?
to name it. You're just moving your lips.
I guess it's cutting out. I'm not sure.
Oh, I guess he got muted. Did you mute him?
I didn't mute him. Truthbot, what
I
are
mean,
you doing?
it looks like he said coronavirus.
Yeah, that's the one. Can you hear me now?
No.
It's
Oh yeah. Did you say that?
Okay.
yeah, Cortana virus.
All right.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
I mean, that's
You know
how
what?
it sounds good to me. I think.
Dr. Branson, do you think they should, the government, they should be mailing people like lube and, 90s porno mags and things like this? Because,
Oh yeah, some real old hustlers maybe would be nice. See, the thing is, everybody can get all the Pornhub, XTube, RedTube, X videos that they want. Everybody can just by typing in their browser or their smartphone. But sometimes that's going to get boring. You're going to want a 1975 through 85 Hustler, right? And now Hustler's better than Playboy because Playboy will only show like the top of the lady's stuff, but Hustler will show like the whole thing, like the whole hole.
Enchilada.
Or if you're only going to get the top in a Playboy, a Hooters calendar, that might do some damage that might buy you an afternoon. But a Hustler one, that'll get you in there. You get a whole stack of them. They could just smell like a garage, and that could work in a weird way. It's interesting, right? It's something to think about.
oh, yeah. I mean, I know recently the government has done like pro-masturbation propaganda when they invented the e-insurance girl, and they were trying to make the whole country a horny and jack off to this e-insurance girl so that their immune system would be nice and strong in case a virus did come along. Now, when Trump got in office, he said, we're cutting the e-insurance girl program. It's costing $2 billion a year. We're tired of it. Turns out, maybe we shouldn't have cut that program. This wouldn't have got off the ground.
Our
People
immune
would have
systems
been
would have
Down
been
with it ever.
right. Right now our immune systems are right here. Because all we have is like old Lola Bunny clips or like Sarah J. When if we would have had the insurance girl, could have been all the way up here, and that's at least double. And that would mean more lives would be here today to tell us about.
I mean, we don't have our graphics working, but I could easily imagine a chart that goes like this, kind of up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and uh-oh. That's not good.
Sorry about that.
You gonna get somebody to? You gonna get one of those? Can you guys afford the tests for the virus?
I'll get online. I'll take one of the online tests. We'll see.
I mean,
what's going on.
you're wearing a doctor's uniform. Can't you just use your little shiny yarmulke
I could
to
test
hear
myself.
whether or not you
I
have
could test
the virus
myself.
or whatever?
It's against the doctor's code. Everybody knows as a doctor is this snake eating itself. You can't test yourself because you're going to put all the
Right,
other
yeah.
doctors out of business.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm
it's kinda
biased.
like
I don't
mafia.
want to be sick. So if I test myself, I'm going to be biased towards not being sick, and that's not good.
Yeah, as a general
I don't
studies
see a
doctor, I'm only qualified to treat other doctors as an advisory role. So maybe I could ask you some of your symptoms, Drill. How many times have you jacked off today?
Let's see.
It's a HIPAA violation if anyone ever copies this. If anyone ever posts this, it
Where'd
is
it
a
go?
HIPAA.
Where'd it go?
He probably he got
5. I think it's 5.
5. Okay.
Count if you just like it didn't come,
I don't know.
because
I
then
mean,
it's
that-
0.
Called me old-fashioned, but that's my favorite part of jacking off. Wait, you haven't. It's a
Okay,
0.
well,
You haven't
it's
done
0.
any of the.
0.
You've done all the hard work and none of the good stuff, huh?
None of the
Well,
payoff, you know.
In my professional opinion,
0.
I would say that you probably should end it all before it gets too bad, because it's going to be a scream in agony.
What?
I mean,
Do you mean end it all as in he needs to come? Or he needs to,
You don't even
he
know
needs
if
to
I have
shoot
it.
rope, or what are you saying?
I think he should. I think he should just, take a long walk off a short pier. If you know what I'm saying.
No,
I think
I'll try again. I'll come next time. I'll jack off and I'll do it right next time.
you
I'll come.
better.
Come on, Dr. Branson.
Come
I'll
on.
be off.
Cut him some
Don't
slack.
yell at me. I'm not. This is my medical proof. The guy can't bust, and I'm the bad guy. It's an epidemic going on, right?
Well, I mean, you
Everybody's-
sound like a fucking monster. I mean, what are you gonna do with old people who are too old to jack off?
Listen, I'm not the one. I'm not the one pulling the trigger. The blood's not on my hands. I said he should do what he has to do, right?
I still remember. I was 8 years old. I walked into my grandfather's room. I saw him. His arm was broken. He tried to jack off, and he broke his arm. It was pathetic.
I need medicine. I just need some medicine. I need the good medicine.
Yeah, I think
No
you
medicine
got
here.
4 years later, he died in a car wreck.
the
Coincidence?
medicine that you need is 9 millimeters long. That's my professional opinion. I would do it if I was you.
No, you don't have to make fun of his penis size by saying it's 9 millimeters long. That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, he hasn't shown me though. I just assume. I'm just
Let me
presuming.
ask you something. What are your thoughts on urine therapy?
Urine therapy, is that like it feels good to pee?
That's all I got. All I got is urine.
Are you drinking it?
No, it's gross. I don't like it.
So you're just holding it? Is it hot?
Hey, you know what
Fucking Julian's urine. That's not
what I
mine.
said when I first met Dril, and he said, "Hey, what are your impressions of me?" I said, "I bet." I said, "I bet you're in therapy."
Shut the
Oh,
fuck up. This is serious.
That's solid though. Hey, you gotta laugh.
No,
Laughter
you don't
is
gotta
the best
laugh.
medicine.
You're not saving my
After-
fucking life
More
because I'm in
than ever.
crisis right now.
More
I
than
think you
ever, we
corona.
need laughter. All right.
Sorry.
I really think you need to. I mean, I can talk to you after this, Derek, and tell him what I think. If you think it's rude,
Okay,
but
maybe we should be alone. He shouldn't hear this.
he
We're gonna have to get the guys at the Ecuadorian embassy to.
he keeps showing the pee too. His mind's going. He's just looking at it.
This is clean urine. This was before the COVID. You know, I think I need the urine therapy from it to survive.
So is that
That's all I
drink?
got.
Oh, here you go.
No.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to do this on the show and not have to wait.
You should apologize to Mr. Assange.
You should get the.
This is my last pitch ever.
That's
This
his
is all.
belonging.
You need to get the most hydrated urine first. I think you
Oh!
I think he's starting with the darkest color.
Oh no! It didn't help.
Do you feel any better?
No! I feel worse. I feel. My cough is gone. I feel pretty good actually. I think it worked.
Really?
Wow.
I think that's some good piss.
Maybe
I mean,
I'll.
it was dark and must have had a lot of minerals in it, I guess.
Yeah, now that
I
you're.
mean, you listen to the ancient Mayans, what they're saying about the urine therapy, and you just take that information to heart, and it's you just gotta listen to our ancestors and what they're saying about piss, and it's pure, it's nature's medicine, it comes from your body from God, so
God put it on
yeah,
this
it came from
planet.
Julian's body, not mine,
He wouldn't have put it on this planet for us to not enjoy it. No, I see. You look a lot better.
Well, actually, if you read the Bible,
Thank you.
chapter 1, book 1, part 1, Genesis, it says that Adam and Eve don't have buttholes. So in the garden, they weren't pooping at all.
But were they urinating? Because they had to urinate out of the. Okay, there we go. Never mind. I'm not taking any piss. I'm not taking any piss. I'm not taking any piss.
Oh, it's worse! It's so much worse.
Maybe if you drink twice as much of the piss, you'll feel better.
Are you sure?
I mean, anything.
It wouldn't hurt. I mean, if you're gonna die anyway, you know.
All right, I'll
See,
try a little bit.
he barely had any of it.
I mean, if it hurts you, it can't kill you twice.
How do you get the pee in that small of a thing? He's got good aim, or he got the bottle real dirty.
Got an extra.
How
You might
many of
use
those?
a funnel.
Yeah,
We're gonna need
maybe.
a double dose of this shit. We're gonna need a double dose.
Oh, here he goes.
Maybe
No! No! Oh my god. That sucks.
A little dramatic. Listen, Drill. As your physician, you gotta bust. You gotta get that load out. You gotta drain your balls, right? You gotta figure out a
I'll
way.
never bust again.
Well, not
I'll
with that
never bust
attitude.
again.
Listen, we got.
you're gonna have to go into surgery. You're gonna go to the fucking ICU. They're gonna take a sample. They're gonna cut open your balls, and they're gonna have to fucking manually take all the cum out of your body. It's just building up, and it's making you ill.
Listen, we're gonna airdrop some.
Corona.
We're gonna airdrop some Hooters girls in on your location. All right, just do what you gotta do. Right? Those girls have been through hell, but I guarantee they've seen worse than you. All right? Can you do that for me?
No.
I gotta call the World Health Organization for it.
There's one thing you can do. This is a little bit of a menu hack. If you go to Domino's Pizza and you type in the special instructions, please draw a nude woman on the inside of a box. Oftentimes the employees will do it, and when it gets delivered to your house, you can jack off onto your pizza.
You don't. If you jack off, you don't have to like come onto the pizza, but you just.
You don't have to, but it's impolite if you don't.
You don't know anything about jacking off.
Oh, Mr. Zero Bus today. You're talking to an 11er right now, so.
Shut the fuck up.
And I haven't drank any piss today. On purpose.
It doesn't work. Your therapy's a sham. The Mayans lied. The ancient Mayans, they made it up to sell piss that nobody wants to buy otherwise.
Well, they couldn't get the calendars right, so.
It's a sham. This is.
I mean, it's just a possibility that it normally works, but Julian Assange's piss is particularly foul and unhealthy.
Probably smells like cigarettes.
Maybe that's one of Julian Assange's famous secrets, is that his piss sucks.
Oh, God.
You okay?
Oh, Julian, if you're watching this, you need to tell me what diseases you have. You need to send me a letter from your prison cell. Tell me what the fuck I just drank. And, I just want to know if I'm going to be okay. I just want to know.
I think you got the Assange virus, man. You've been in that room too long.
He's definitely got HPV.
God.
Tell the Ecuadorians to let you out. You're safer on the streets of London.
Oh, you going back for more? All right, there he goes. Third time's the charm.
You're freaking hooked on this stuff.
He's reacting a little bit better to it each time. I think you should just keep going till the bottle's empty.
Yeah.
Well, I've drank it. I drank like a little bit of it. Now I gotta drink enough to develop an immunity to it. So
your nurse can be nursing that all night. You might want to pinch your nose when you do it. You might taste it a little. It might go down easy.
Foul.
Dr. Branson,
I'm sorry you had to
Dr. Branson, how long do you think, now, you're an expert on this virus. How long do you think we got? Yeah, as you were saying.
The Bahama virus.
I think my...
Or are you talking about a different virus?
My headphones got a little garbled.
Bahama virus.
How long do you think we're all going to be in this quarantine?
Oh, this would, you look at This is an unprecedented moment in
What's it
history.
gonna blow over?
I'm talking a hot
Only
2
2
weeks, and we're all gonna emerge from this living, laughing, loving. It's just gonna be something. You know, in 10 years, Michael Ian Black and Mo Rocca are going to be cutting jibs about this thing on VH1 Remember the Whatever virus. So
I cannot wait to see Hal Sparks take on the virus.
I can't wait to see Hal Sparks and Anthony Anderson in a two-man panel riffing and yucking it up about the coronavirus and how funny it's going to look in retrospect, how nothing changed. Everybody was buying all this bread and toilet paper because they were little freaks, and you got guys drinking urine for no reason. And guess what? It's just, you know, it's not any worse than the common, you know, tertiary syphilis that's in your brain.
And I just want to say for the record, I was going to be in quarantine this week anyway. So, you know, this is just fine coincidence for me, but I'm not afraid of no virus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I'm on house arrest, so it works perfectly.
Yeah, Dril, what's your excuse?
I'm fucking dying is my excuse. I'm fucking dead. Nobody gives a shit.
You've lost the trademark color in your cheeks, but we don't know if that's because of the virus. That could just be from old age.
Yeah.
Perhaps just because my face is covered in piss.
Look at his hair is falling out too. You have a little less hair than usual,
That's
right?
gonna change the color no matter what you do. I'm sorry.
Looking kind of just like Paul Schaefer. It's just one foot in the grave, huh?
No.
All right, well, I think it's about time to wrap it up. I don't think we're going to have time for our second segment. I think we're still technically in the first segment since we don't have graphics to do the wipe. Thanks again for joining us, Dr. Branson. Dril is in Ecuador, technically, I guess, the embassy. I am, of course, safe. Don't worry about me. And we'll see you probably at these very same locations next week, I guess, eh?
Ugh, I'm not going anywhere. Thanks for having me on, gentlemen.
I hate to say it. I hope I'm alive next week, but you know, who knows? With
All
Corona,
right.
you never know.
TruthBot. Oh wait, you're not alive. Well, goodbye.
But
Bye-bye.
Cure of Corona.
In the shit.
TruthBot.
In the shit.
TruthBot. TruthBot.
Cut it off.
TruthBot. I need you to search Gene's time. It's Gene's time.
Cut
You
this
guys
shit
want-
off.
Should I just leave, or is this still going? Is this going to be on in my room forever?